What do we know, everybody? It is your favorite Jim, and I am out here mowing today around the cornfields and the beans that you see here. And I thought, well, I'll give you guys a basic tutorial on how to drive one of these tractors. Now this tractor is a Case IH 7120. It is a beast of a tractor. It is a workhorse. And we have this 7120 and the 7140, and then of course our newer tractors. Tractor is very, very simple to drive. Very, very basic, very easy to understand, and I'm going to walk you through everything. Okay, first thing, you got to start this bad boy. It's really, really simple. Turn the key. I turn it on like that, let the lights go away. Just like that. Now, the older tractors, the ones older than this, you had to push in the clutch to get it started. This tractor and all the modern ones I've driven in the Case IH brand, you do not have to push in on the clutch. Just turn the key, start like a car. Nice and simple. But now that we got it started, you can look up here at your dash. You can see a bunch of different deals. You can see our RPM, there's our speed. When you put it in gear and start going, it'll tell you there. Your fuel, your coolant temp, exhaust temp, your system voltage. And then this right here, you got your engine RPM, PTO RPM. The back of this tractor has two different PTOs. One is a 540 PTO, the other one is a little 1000. This mower they have, it's hooked up to the little 1000. And when I hook that up and I turn on the PTO, which I'll show you here in a minute, it'll say PTO 540 and it'll have the RPM for a 540. Even if you got it hooked up to the 1000, you just run your RPMs up to where it says 540 and you're good to go. It's pretty much maxed out on the throttle, so pretty simple. But that's a nice deal if you want to be pretty specific with it to make sure you got at least enough RPM run into that PTO shaft so you don't screw anything up. Nice little button there, help you out. Okay, so back over to the dash. You can see we got our switch right here. Go over here to show you. This switch is our light switch. I turn it right here. I got flashers, regular lights, top lights, top and back, or something like that. And that is your high and low beam. The ether, we don't have the ether cans in there to do that. Turn signal if you're ever so inclined to use it. And do make sure that if you turn your flashes on, if you got to go out in the highway or the pavement, to turn them off, it will drain your battery. Now, this side, you got a shutdown override. Haven't had to use that. Horn don't work. And then we'll go over here to the whole working bit. This is your gear shifter. Now we got our reverse gears over here. Got our forward gears over here. This thing is in park now. That is neutral. Go over here to throw it in reverse gear. Over here to throw it in forward gear. This guy right here is your throttle. That is how you adjust your engine speed and your PTO speed. These are your hydraulic levers. This is for 1, 2, 3. These guys are all the way up to the front right now. We call that float. If you're hooking or unhooking things from hydraulics, that's what you do with it to make it easier to hook and unhook. Back to center is normal. These guys right here, these adjust your flow of hydraulic fluid. So if I'm running like a bag unloader or something, I'll try to open this up and adjust this. If I got too much flow, it'll shake. If I don't have enough flow, it's not going to work. But that's how you adjust your hydraulic flow. This is how you turn your PTO on. See, got a catch right there. Pull it out, push it up, turns on the PTO. This adjusts your 3-point height. This is your raise and lower. Now you can push the down and then adjust everything on here, raising and lowering. Where I am mowing, I have it set where I want the mower. So I just go do up and down. If I'm running an implement, I'll do the same thing. I'll just use this switch to run it up and down. This is the finer adjustment on your 3-point. I don't ever mess with this. I don't need to. I got it set where I want it. This right here is another switch you're probably going to want to use. This is your front wheel assist. If I push it forward to where that green is and that light comes on, that is the front wheel assist on. If I run it to the back, then only the back wheels work. If I push it to the front wheels work as well. So you can see it's really pretty simple. It's not that hard. I'm going to show you a couple other things here in just a second. But the basics, it's pretty simple. Easy to start, easy to understand the controls. This thing works really, really well. So, a couple other deals. You got your clutch, your left brake, your right brake. You can push on both brakes at the same time, however you want to do it. Okay, clutch, left brake, right brake. We'll talk about clutch first. You do not need to push the clutch in to start this tractor. You do not need the clutch to shift gears. This thing will shift whenever you pull that gear selector. So you can start out in 6th, 7th, 8th gear, whatever, depending on what you're doing. And you can go up or down, just however you wish. Just go slow so you don't ruin the transmission or rev the engine. Left brake, right brake. It's a little bit of a difficult concept for me to really grasp, I guess you could say, because I come from ranch country and I didn't use left brake, right brake all that much. You know, whether you're working with cattle or working in a pasture or something like that, it wasn't really a big thing. But down here in farm country, these guys run a lot of 3-point implements and they are savants with this stuff. They can look and they know how many rows they got to get over and where they got to hit that brake. And so my recommendation with the left brake, right brake is when you get to where you want to use it and you're going to practice with it, put every bit of your weight into it. It sounds stupid. It sounds like you're going to lock brakes up or something, but that's what all these old farmers do. They put everything they got into that left brake or right brake, whatever way they're going to turn. And once you kind of get the hang of it, it is a really handy thing. Mowing and doing what I'm doing here, I don't really use it. I have no reason to. But when I'm packing wet corn or when I'm running a row stalker or doing whatever I got to do out here, use it all the time. It's going to be your friend. It's good to learn. Okay, so a couple of other things. If you go straight up here, this is on your roof, right above the steering wheel. You got your wiper washer. You got your heat, your fan, and your AC. Now this is something that might get a little confusing to you, but you got a valve underneath the hood that you got to turn to shut the water off, and that allows you to use the AC. But you got to turn this knob for AC, this knob is for heat, and they both work really, really well in here. Then you got a radio, you got your vent system right here, you also got the vent up here blowing down towards the windshield. Nice and easy. Okay, like I said, not that hard. Really easy, really simple. And this gives you a basic idea of how to do this. So if you got a friend or a relative that wants you to come out and put a tractor around, you know, pulling a trailer, running a mower like I'm doing, at least now you got a basic understanding. Or let's say you're gonna go take a job with the farmer for the first time. Well, now you kind of know what you gotta be doing. So you're not gonna feel completely foolish or feel like a complete fish out of water. It's not that hard. You got a basic understanding now. Other thing I'm going to say is when you get an opportunity, play around with it. Pay attention to your surroundings because you can mess a lot of stuff up with these things. I mean, they will run over a lot of things. Yeah, especially this mower. This mower will chop a lot of stuff up if you let it. But play around with it. Play with the controls. Play with the left brake, right brake. Figure these things out. I mean, they're ridiculously simple to use. Even the newer ones. Newer ones got a lot of bells and whistles and a lot of fine adjustments, but they're really simple to run. So, anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it a little bit helpful. And as always, I thank you guys for watching.